Hello everyone. Have you ever been struggled in having TOEFL tests, especially in the reading section? If you have ever, what's your strategy for handling that? So, in this video, we are going to expose you two strategies for two particular parts of reading section in TOEFL test. Okay, let's start. So the part we are going to learn or we are going to delve in is indirect information and logical relationship question with the topic which is topic 8, indirectly answered question. So this topic focuses on reading questions whose answers are not directly stated in the passage but must be understood through logical conclusion drawn from the information that is given in the passage. In the Longman TOEFL book, this topic contains two major skills or strategies that help test taker identify information that the text suggests indirectly. So there are two types of indirectly answered question. The first one is implied detailed questions strategy, and number two is transition question. Okay, let's start it with the implied detailed question.
Implied detail questions require the test taker to find information that is not directly written in the passage. Example here. Which of the following is probably not a Spanish word? A. Camino, B. Gracia, C. DLRTA, D. Solana. The correct answer is C. DLRTA. The explanation: the passage says that every Spanish word must have at least one vowel, A, E, I, O, U. The word DLRTA has no vowels at all, so it is probably not a Spanish word. The other words, Camino, Gracia, and Solana, all have vowels, so they could be Spanish words.
Okay, so the next sub-skill is transition question. Transition questions are a type of question where we must draw a conclusion from paragraphs provided. Before we practice this skill, we need to understand that good paragraph should contain a transition idea that connects a paragraph to the next paragraph. The first line of a paragraph might mention an idea being discussed in the preceding paragraph, and the last line of a paragraph might contain an idea that will be discussed in the following paragraph. The question can ask about what probably comes before or what probably comes after the paragraph. So, if the question asks about the possible main idea of the previous paragraph, we can read the first line of it and make a conclusion. And if we are asked about the idea of the following paragraph, we can just read the last sentence of the paragraph and make a conclusion. Commonly, the answer choices will not provide the exact correct answer, so we must know the synonym or the other words of the correct answer. Okay, let's jump to the example. Okay, so the text is about Ghibli films and we have one question here. So the question is, what will most likely be discussed in the paragraph after paragraph 2? So the question asking about paragraph 2 and what comes after. So it means we will read the paragraph 2 and the last sentence of this paragraph. So the sentence mentioned about these case studies provide concrete evidence supporting the idea that Ghibli films can influence emotion and cognition. We get the answer here, C. Why? Because the last sentence of paragraph 2 mentioned concrete evidence which can be aligned with methods and can influence emotion which can be considered as psychological effects. Okay, that's all from me. I hope the explanation is understandable. Let's jump into the quiz.
Alright, let's do a quick quiz to check your comprehension.
Honeybees are well known for their complex system of communication. One of the most fascinating methods they use is the waggle dance, a set of movements performed by a bee that has discovered a rich source of nectar. After finding food, the bee returns to the hive and begins dancing in a pattern that shows both the direction and distance of the nectar. Other bees carefully watch the dance and are able to travel directly to the food without wandering around. This behavior allows the hive to gather resources quickly and efficiently, especially during seasons when nectar is limited. What can be inferred about honeybees from the passage? A. They can smell nectar from long distances. B. They depend on communication to find food. C. They prefer to search for nectar individually. D. They only gather nectar during warm seasons. The correct answer is B. The passage states that bees follow the waggle dance to find food without wandering around, which means they rely on communication from other bees to locate nectar.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for your attention. We hope this information will be very useful for you. And goodbye.